Hey guys, this is Production Music Live with another tutorial, and I already made two tutorials for this track, but well, I think I forgot this part, and so I'm going to focus on this cool bouncy loop kind of thing over here and go through the elements inside of this one. A lot of those elements are also used on other positions in that song, but I have a tutorial covering this part over here pretty much. And also this part is quite covered already, so we are just focusing on this part over here, and we are going to have a look a little bit at the drumming, a little bit at the vocal cuts, a little bit at the bass, and the main thing I forgot was those additional synths over here. So let's quickly go to the drum section over here. We have the kick. D Premium Kick 16 out of our D Premium package over here from the kicks. It's that one. And well, that's what the kick is doing. We are also using the snare and clap sounds over here, so typical snare and claps. Simple dry snare, always on the second hit. Another dry snare with a little bit of emphasis over there for the room feeling. And over here we have those quicker snares. And that's just another dry snare sample. We have this fast percussive element over here. That one has a little bit of auto filter, a little bit of EQing, and a longer verb and delay, because it's that one. And basically it's adding a lot to the groove in here. And we also have those trappy hats over here. So it's a closed hi-hat sample over here and a little bit of chorus and vinyl distortion on top. And we are playing the same rhythm parts as those additional synths down here. We are putting the trap hi-hat at the same speed and rhythmic element as this synthesizer down here. That's always a pretty groovy element and helps your groove a lot mostly. And we have one open hi-hat playing from time to time. So that's just a ride sample cut off after the initial kick in here. If we play it like this, it has all those initial parts, but we don't want them. We want them to be more hi-hatty. And that's achieved like this. And over here we have a crash. Yeah, that's basically the drumming inside of this gritty group. And let's go to the next element, which is the bass over here. We have two bass elements. One just adds some top frequencies, and one is the lower one over here. And the lower one is coming out of Massive. It's one of our presets over here. Square sound with square and saw wave, carbon. And yeah, that's basically the sound. You can copy it if you like to. So that's the bass, and the top bass is just adding a little bit more attacky stuff. That's really standard preset, nothing fancy here. So I'm going to the next group, which is the vocals group, and we have a tutorial quite covering that already, but I'm going quickly through it. There are some reverse shouters over here. So there's that, and we also have those chopped vocals over here. So I used some vocal shouts out of some Vengeance vocal package, or you can basically have a sample like this one over here, or you shout it yourself. And those are heavily pitched up, and now I just worked with those samples, and when I was happy with them, I just took all of them and right-click consolidated, and that's how it looks now. It looks now a little more organized. But basically those chops are working like this. And those over here. And on all of them I used those EQing settings. I cut out a lot of the lower stuff, and then I used those EQing settings of the vocal E and the vocal A out of the EQ8 audio effects over here, where we formant over here. Where you can use those settings and then adjust them a little bit. If you take the vocal E, for example, over here, it sounds like this, and it's a little too less open in the top end, and that's what I basically did over here. A little bit of chorus, a little bit of phaser, and a little bit of delay. So those are those fuzzy little choppy samples, and we have another reversed sample over here. It's also a shouter, I think. Yeah, and it's heavily warped. It was shorter, and I warped it a little longer with this locator and this locator over here, and I told it to use the tones algorithm and pitched it up to semitones. Over here in the end, I made something like a snare roll, but with those vocals. Yeah, so that was, I think that was kind of work to do, because I have to go up. Yeah, you can see I went up with all of them just a little bit. I think there are 1,000 ways of doing that, but I did it this way over here. You could also use a sampler device and do that and achieve the same effect, but this is like very manually over here, and yeah, that's what happens. Basically what you can do as well is, if, for example, if you have the Ableton push, you can also put those samples into a simpler or sampler device and then trigger them with your push and increase or decrease the pitch at the same time, and you would have it really, really easily done already. Anyways, in the additional group over here, there are some of those buzzy synths. That's basically also a vocal emulation, but made with a synthesizer. So I'm using Massive. I'm using a saw wave over here and nothing fancy anymore. I'm cutting off a lot of stuff, but in the end, I think that's not too important. In the end, the most important elements are here. Formant filter, flanger, singing A, EQ setting over here, cutting off with the auto filter, sidechaining, and that's basically what happens over here, and we use it like a vocal. And like this last really cool element over here is this rhythmic element. We talked about it before. It's folded. And and that one is played with 3 different synths. A little bit of distortion over here, and so this sound is a grain and a square and a scream filter. Well, the second one is it's a grain and it's a tube over here. That's the tubey feeling without a tubey feeling. And the first one is a simple pulse wave, sine square, a little bit of melum. That's a very standard synth. You could use another one and combine it with the other ones. Anyway, so that's the groovy part over here. We have a lot of those massive presets available on our website. Also, all the drums are part of the Deep Premium package we are offering on our website. It's that package over here. It also comes with some pre-designed Ableton Project grooves. Well, this template, this underlying template here is also available. You can also check our website or the description for that one if you're interested in this template. There are 2 more tutorials on this template. The other ones are focusing more on what is happening next over here. And so on. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Subscribe to our channel and comment below, and I hope to see you next time.